Welcome to the Save Earth show. I don't know what we'll end up calling it, but either way, this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. Basically, I would like to do a weekly show where I gather some news that I feel is very relevant to the whole Save Earth mentality and concept, and I'd share them with you guys. And there's going to be some fun things relating to my art and my process and our art and other Save Earth artists and charities that we like and all these different things, like the Tibetan Wheel of Life. Next week's, I will show you some progress on the artwork that I am doing, but in general, this is an artwork that I feel everybody needs to know. It's a Save Earth artwork. It tells about the path of karma and the cycles of karma and how to break free from it and do amazing things. This one was drawn by the artist Romeo Shrestha, who is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best, my favorite living artist today, who sent me this picture, which is, I believe, of Nepal and Mara, the god of that, kind of holding that wheel of life. And amazing how reality blends with the spiritual in Tibet. And this guy, as a channel, I recommend for you all to get caught up with on Tibet. So here are a little bit of some Twitter things that I found, which I want you to take a look at. I'm just scrounging the internet, and the best things I find, I'll put up here. Lost continents. This I find very interesting about how the connection of teeth and everything, and then when you think about wisdom teeth and why they put metal and mercury in people's mouth, again, something to look at. And this is interesting. I'm not totally sure if it's proven, but it was lead removed so that the frequencies could penetrate us more. Interesting concept. Who knows? But this is another concept which I find absolutely astounding. And it's the concept that in the ancients, when we see all these books from the 1800s and 1700s and before, they always refer to the ancient people as being technologically advanced, something spectacular, something marvelous, something grand of epic proportions. And then nowadays, when we think about the history, we think about natives and savages and primitives. It doesn't make any sense. Back in the day, people knew the past was something spectacular. Nowadays, we're taught the past was something trashy and we're the smartest generation, but we clearly are not, as we see these buildings being made all over the place. That shift, look at this technology back in the day, that style and architect of that building, what went into building that is a lot more than what went into building the modern things. And the windmills, God, windmills seem, again, like they're some kind of savior for energy, but they're not. They destroy things. Same with the solar farms. All these things they're trying to convince us of actually do more destruction than not. Again, do research and we'll go further into them, but this is what our past looked like. This is our glorious past, and we are far disconnected from it. So, a very important concept for awakening and for saving Earth. We've got to discover what happened, and we have to discover what happened in the last few years as well. Look at this. This is one thing I've been pointing out since the very beginning, and now it's becoming impossible to ignore. And the flu completely replaced by this. When everyone's like, oh, it's COVID, and you tell them it's the flu, and they look at you like you're an alien, just show them these numbers and show them pictures like this, and which I don't make sense to me. Even the guy on the left looks like a dude. I don't know what this picture is. It might not be real, but I just thought I'd toss it in there. You never know what you find. But this is also cool because that ancient theory that we're talking about, the Tartarian conspiracy, that all of the Asia was run by a technologically advanced society that was eviscerated from the history books, is now hitting the mainstream big time. InfoWars with a big article on it. Hundreds, thousands of videos on YouTube. It is going wild like Flat Earth did about 10 years ago. And, this is the first step in revolutionizing things. But also, InfoWars will put out stuff like this, which is something else, which really is worrisome about, and don't ask, don't tell policy about the government and other Department of Agriculture putting mRNA vaccines and other experimental vaccines into the animals that people consume. And I don't consume beef or cheese anymore unless I know exactly where the cheese came from, but never beef. But still, this is something that affects a lot of people and they don't know. When people want to remain organic and they want to remain pure and they want to keep something out, but labels are convincing them that something is safe when it actually isn't, that should be a crime, because we should have the freedom to choose what we want without being deceived into ruining our health by monsters who don't have any of our best interests in mind. A concept of which there are plenty of examples of, like this one. Deep sea mining for EV metals can slash ocean animal populations by 50%, a study says. And do people care? Do you think the people that are trying to profit off of those deep earth minerals and chemicals and different things and metals, do you think they care? Absolutely not. People are calling for a moratorium. Hopefully it will happen. But again, people are consumed by what they consume, and they love stuff, and people get addicted to food. I'm sure they put addictive chemicals in it as well, but the deep sea is the life support system of the world, and now we're about to poke holes in it and start digging in it and start mining in it. What could that do? What if there's caverns under there that start doing different things and start creating all these different chain reactions that these idiots have no idea what lies in store for them when they start poking around and doing these things that they should never do. And also we can have more cell phones and more 10G technology and nonsense that we don't really need in order to be human, beautiful, spiritual, creative, amazing beings, which is what we all should strive for. Which is why Save Earth aims to be a force that just cuts through the nonsense and the deception. Like this, they try to convince everyone, oh, be nice, the animals, go vegan, do all this stuff, because we have all these alternatives like lab-grown meat, which is causing cancer, grown from cancer. If the more you read into it, it's just cells that multiply using their weird technology, and these people are promoting it. Anything Bill Gates promotes should be completely ignored. It's astounding that a person could get away with so much damage to the collective population with openly talking about population control methods. It doesn't make any sense at all. He's still just not locked up. He's still free. He's still able to do whatever he wants. And he's ended up ending the lives of so many people all over the world. And it's really disgusting with his research and what he's doing, though, trying to convince people, get off meat for humane reasons, all these things, which are good and are amazing to save animals and everything like that. It's very important. However, they're convinced that they can eat these things willy-nilly and have no repercussions and be happy about it, and it's a total deception while he's cashing in. And then he makes mosquitoes that now they seem to be spreading malaria. God knows, but this guy should not be trusted. He needs to be brought to a court of justice. These people are a detriment to the Save Earth mentality and the whole point of saving Earth. They go under the disguise of saving Earth and the false intentions, but that's not what they're doing. Same with this. There is a new 3D printed method of vaccination that is about to hit the world, and I foresee something terrible within this. Look at how small this is and how much it would pack. Microneedles packed with things that dissolve. So if these were to get loose in nature, they could destroy so many things, add even more chemicals to our nature, our water supply, our dirt, our soil, ruin all these amazing things that we have. Again, it used to be Dunkin' Donuts cups that were all over New England in the woods. They'd be just people throwing them out of their cars. Then it became the masks. Now pretty soon it's going to be vaccine needles and patches and all these different things that you're going to see. Syringes, which you start to see. So much disgusting stuff all over the place, and these tech people have no care. They just make millions of them, billions of them, put them all over the place, just like the nanobots. Something terrible, again, that is coming. We have to watch out for. We have to hopefully stop in its tracks. Another thing that came down the pike was this, a bill proposed in, I believe in March or April, to try and end the censorship of people. And again, I have very little faith that our government's going to do anything about this and compensate those people. They'll probably compensate the people that are huge already and already have millions of dollars. But they don't do anything for the shadow banned people like us out there who were never able to rise because of the shadow ban, because of the censorship. We were never allowed to fulfill and come to fruition our dreams because they stifled us, whether it's because they don't like the positive imagery of our art or the awakening of our words, that the power our words have to awaken others, or just the positivity with which we do and the lack of depression with which our art is filled. They don't like certain things like that, so they stopped us dead in our tracks. Maybe they didn't like who we supported politically, so they stopped us. us. It completely hinged our ability to make money. This is a big and succeed, while others were pushed to fortune and fame, and which we don't even want. We just want the ability to maybe make a little bit, and they forbid us for doing that. So hopefully that will come to justice, but I'm not holding my breath again. Although maybe I should hold my breath, because this is another thing that people just need to wake up for. Enough just sugarcoating anything. It's time for people to really realize this and make something happen about it. We need to end this. God knows what they're putting in there. Someone does know, and it needs to be subpoenaed, the information. We need to know what they've been doing, because it's so obvious. Some of the smartest people I know will tell you that it's natural just by looking at it, and it's mind-blowing, the spell that people are under. So we have to break that, and that again is one of our goals here at Save Earth. Breaking the spell. It's so important to free your mind. When you think of all the ancients and all their thoughts and all their things that just, can't be disproven, and then you see today's NASA, which can be disproven very easily and is constantly being disproven, you have to question it. It is very important to know what kind of reality we live in, because it helps us know our Creator. And the sun tells the time, the moon tells the day, the stars tell the month. We live inside the most beautiful clock ever made. I really do believe that. This is a structure, a divine structure of absolutely the best architect, artist, creator of all time. It's time we appreciate that, and it's time we start living and embodying this miracle. And again, this is something I found. Ted Theodore Logan on Twitter, awesome. Bill and Ted, they do great stuff, and someone put out this video which is really incredible. And again, I don't know if it's true. This could be in someone's basement. This could be like a dimple on someone's cheek or something. I don't really know. But very interesting, because it is a lot like one of the drawings I've made, which I'll end with today, and a lot like they hear in the past when they talk about the Rupus nigra and the black rock, the magnetic rock that Google Earth blocks out, and that they try so hard to keep from us. If none of this were a secret, they would be flying over it daily. People would be taking selfies with it. It would be the hottest Instagram spot on the world immediately. But no, we're not allowed to see it. So what are they hiding? They deceive everyone about the plane routes, all this stuff. And all the ancients, again, when in doubt, go to the ancients, at least to get a little clarity in a different perspective. If you have the modern perspective and you have the ancient perspective, you can kind of imagine something, or you can get a glimpse and get pulled towards which one feels more right to you. But either way, again, this is all about opening the mind, being a better artist, because that's what Save Earth again is about. Spreading the art mind, spreading the art mentality, that everything is theory. It's so much better to embrace a theory or kind of just dwell in potential than to wholeheartedly sink your entire soul and belief system into one thing that they tell us, which could be completely wrong. One concept, one anything could be completely false, and then steering yourself down that way and just kind of festering on something that's not true can really hurt the psyche and the mind and the spirit as well. So it's better to be free and envision, and it helps enhance the mind. It helps create all the different possibilities. It opens up the world of artistic creative potential as well, because you can envision these things. You can envision the past. You can envision the Vimanas, the gods, the goddesses, the mountains as buildings, all of this stuff. It is so beautiful to think about, and it's amazingly freeing, and we need a free mind. That's what a lot of this censorship and everything is about, stopping people with free mind mentalities from spreading. And that's what Save Earth is about, spreading the freedom of the mind and the beauty of human life and the miracle of every instant of our lives that we are here. Remember, everything is perfect, every second. Go through your life believing that, and you will experience it, and you will benefit, and everyone around you, the whole world will. Again, we can and will save Earth. So I hope you all like this first episode. There will be a lot more. I'm going to try to do it every week. We'll see what the reactions are. But leave some comments, add some more links below. That's also what I want it to be. I want this video to be a repository for Save Earth style links that you all find from all over the realm as well. And maybe I'll include them in the next week, and thank you for it. So, this is a team effort. Remember, I want all of you on board. This is not my charity. This is a public charity for all of us. So, here we go. Let's begin our journey together, and let's save Earth. Bless you all.